All right, we are live on YouTube, and today I'm going to be discussing why so many people hate me and hate life coaches in general as well. So stick around for this very interesting topic. All of that and much, much more is coming right up! Live from Northern California, welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. And once again, I bumped into my pop filter. Let me straighten that out here for a second here. There we go. Okay, we're good now. And if this is your first time here and you're open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell. And after banging that bell, if that pop-up box pops up, please make sure you select all notifications. And that way, you won't miss anything. You won't miss a single thing when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. And also, make sure that you have notifications set on your mobile device. Your iPhone, Android, or any tablet you may have. Make sure you have all notifications set for your YouTube app to receive notifications on your mobile device. All those things I just mentioned go hand in hand if you want to get notifications on your phone the moment I go live or any of your other favorite content creators go live, or the moment we publish a brand new pre-recorded video. Welcome to the show, everyone. Sorry for the late start. There were some issues that were happening to some YouTube users and some Google accounts out there where you couldn't sign into them for a little bit of time. It started happening right before I was going to go live about a half an hour ago. And the issue's been resolved and it's all good. But, you know, when shit just happens that's out of your control, the moment you're about to go live, you got to do what you got to do. So just wanted to make you folks aware. It looks like everything is running smoothly right now. Now, I also heard there were some other live streamers across the YouTube platform that were having some issues live streaming earlier with buffering. Everything seems to be rolling quite smoothly here on my end. Please let me know if the audio and video are coming through crystal clear as normal here. I want to make sure that everything is running smoothly. Absolutely. Yeah. So I just want to wait a second here and make sure that the audio and the video is coming through nice and smoothly for everyone. Okay. While we wait for that, I saw a video earlier today that reminded me about the most important aspect of making any self-employed business work, including being a YouTuber out here on YouTube. And I've known about this. I've been an entrepreneur for well over 10 years. I've run in-person networking events and I've known about this. And I've failed myself regarding this. And I mention what it is here in a second, but it looks like Lucy is saying it is good. Sheena says it's everything is good. Fantastic. We should be good to go then. Anyway, getting back to the most important aspect of running any self-employed business, including being a YouTuber out here. I've been failing myself regarding this. And that is identifying your target market. Let me repeat that one more time. The most important aspect to running a successful self-employed business, regardless of what it is, including being a YouTuber out here, is identifying your target market and focusing your energy on those people that your message or your products and or services resonate with. if you spend a lot of time focusing on people that are never going to use your service or are going to create issues for you, you're not going to deliver your message properly to the people that want to be here. And when I saw that video this morning, it was from a brand new YouTuber. I'm not going to mention who she is. I may promote her down the road. She's this young Asian YouTuber. I believe she's either in Canada or in the US. I can't remember. And I started following her maybe a few months back. And she only had, I think, 20 or 30,000 subscribers. And now she just hit 100K. And she did a video today on how I got to 100,000 subscribers in 1 year on YouTube. And you know what? If she did it, I'm going to pay attention to what she's saying because I really want to get there myself. One of the things she mentioned was, identifying your target market, catering your content and your message to people that want to consume it, not people that want to attack it. So that's what really hit me to come out here and really do this video today. I also, wanted to put it out there because many of the good people that have been following me for a while, or some good new people that are starting to follow me, are seeing a lot of this hate come through this channel. And that's not who I am. That's not the kind of person I am. Now, I don't know how long this show is going to last. I do want to get some people to join me on Hangouts, especially people that have worked with me in a positive way, to share their feedback. So 8-Bit Reactor, Frostwolf Studios, Granny Monster, or anyone else that is out there that would like to join me on Hangouts and share your experiences with me, because there have been a lot of positive experiences that have come out of what I do here as a coach. But there's also been a lot of negative ones, and we're going to talk about that today, and I'm going to share my opinions on why I feel this not only happens to me, but it happens to pretty much anyone else out there that is a coach. Coaches get scrutinized just for labeling themselves a coach. A lot of people say, what is a life coach? That's not a real job. That's not a real thing. We don't need life coaches. Life coaches are useless, right? And I'm going to also be sharing some examples of some life coaches that I've followed on YouTube. Now, I'm not going to come out and say, whether I endorse or not endorse these creators. I can share my experiences with them. These are creators that are, self-proclaimed life coaches. I mentioned them in my title. The title of my stream today, by the way, is "Why Does a Life Coach Get Attacked?" In parentheses, top coaches on YouTube: Coach Corey Wayne, Dan Bacon, and Brad Browning. Corey Wayne, Dan Bacon, and Brad Browning are three of the most successful life coaches from what I've seen out here on YouTube. All three of them are making very good money. And for the most part, most of them have a good message. I will say one thing, that I think Brad Browning is one that is more about marketing and, sneaky, tactics and stuff like that. So I don't completely resonate with his message, but Brad Browning has had some decent videos I've liked. But there's a lot of stuff he does that is, just, in my opinion, a ploy to try to get people to sign up for his services. As far as Coach Corey Wayne and Dan Bacon, I feel they're very, very authentic, and everything they do makes a lot of sense to me, and I've learned a lot from them. But they've also received a lot of hate, as any coach does. So before I get into that, let me check out the chat here. Let's see what's going on in here. I still have, my sinus is kind of killing me, folks, so bear with me. Hopefully my ears will pop soon and the sinus pressure will be released. I've been through this before and I know how it goes. When you have allergies, you just got to wait it out. And and it wears you the fuck down, I'll tell you that. Welcome Clifford Starks, welcome Lucy Francis, welcome Crazy Chick Sheena, 8-Bit Reactor, welcome. And who else was here earlier? Alexandria Kalashnikova. You must be Russian. Welcome to the show. Similar Evil, welcome to the show. California Nerf, I saw you pop in earlier before we went live. Welcome to the show, brother. Hopefully you can join me on a panel one day soon. I'd love to catch up with you. And welcome the greatest YouTuber of all the times, which is JB Gunner. JB, I don't know why you can't get on with the other accounts. They're not banned anywhere. So I don't know. I just don't get it. But JB says, exactly, that's why I don't cater my material to Democrats. You pick a target audience and go that route. For you, you need to target people that believe in life coaches. Well, JB, it's not necessarily people that believe in life coaches. It's people that are open to suggestions and change. And most people that are open to suggestions and change, are going to be open to at least hearing what a life coach has to say. So, yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying on that. Then JB says, in order to be successful in your line of work, people need to be able to see your life and envy it. Why else would they listen to a life coach? I can understand where you're coming from on that, JB. I'll tell you my opinions regarding that. In my younger days, I couldn't stand life coaches. So I understand the people that don't like life coaches, and I understand why they don't like them. And the number one thing that I didn't like about life coaches was when they would show off their success, meaning that they would show off their big mansion. They would show off their Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Porsches, their fancy cars. And to be quite honest with you, JB, I'm not the type of person that likes to show off. Now, I'm not saying I'm the wealthiest person in the world, but I am fairly successful at what I've done. And, I do quite well in my life. I have my insurance business, and it's done me pretty well. I've dabbled in some other things, some online marketing. It's done me pretty well. But I don't feel the need to personally come out here and share with people all the time, how much I make and what I've got and this and that. But, some people buy into that. For me, it's more about the message. For me, it's more about teaching people self-reliance. That's the bottom line right there. Especially in today's day and age of modern day radical feminism. Both men and women need to learn self-reliance, because when you go into a relationship nowadays, it's more about, two people coming together as individuals, because women are no longer dependent on a man to survive. Women have been liberated, they're working. So it's about two independent individuals coming together. And this is a line that Coach Corey Wayne used. And I believed in it ever since I heard him say this years ago when I first started following him and his work, is that it's not about completing each other. A man and a woman coming together is not about completing each other. Like in, what was that movie, Jerry Maguire? It's about sharing each other's completeness together. And it's not about, like I said, it's not about, completing each other. It's about sharing each other's completeness together, because remember, you're coming into it nowadays in the modern world as two individuals, man and woman, because women have been liberated. It's not the way it used to be in the traditional days where the woman was 100% dependent on the man to survive financially and to bring home the bacon, etc. And the woman would take care of everything in the home, including the kids. Let's see. JB says, I don't know either, bro, why it's not working. Yeah, I'll have to look into it and figure it out. I don't know what the hell's going on. Folks, keep an eye on McLovin. Looks like McLovin is a troll. Moderators, if McLovin gets really out of line, just go ahead and ban him. Do not just time him out. I'm sure it's a dude trolling me. JB says I can agree with that. Okay, that's great. And he furthermore says, well, Sheena first says, oh, that's JB. Okay, LOL, good to know. Yeah, the greatest YTer of all the times is JB Gunner because he can't get in on his other accounts, which are not blocked here. Anyway, JB says, for instance, would you listen to me about fitness? LOL. Well, at this point, JB, I wouldn't listen to you about fitness. And with all due respect, I'm not trying to attack you by saying this. But, you know, when you would do your hiking videos, and no disrespect, I know you're working on it, so I'm not trying to attack you, just for example purposes, and I think we're good with that. You know, me following your hiking channel back in the days when you were doing it, and being on the trail, it was kind of, yes, you're right, it was kind of hard to actually, you know, I wouldn't say believe what you were trying to do, but, you know, it's kind of hard to trust someone that's out of shape and not taking care of themselves physically in that way to promote that to other people. I get that. But here's the thing, JB. I know right now you're working on getting more healthy and getting in better shape. If you were to do your hiking stuff now and say, hey, you know what? I'm out of shape. I'm almost 40 years old. I got to start taking care of my life before, you know, my life takes me. And I had a life-changing moment where I felt it could have killed me. That was a wake-up call. So I'm going to start hiking every weekend, 10, 15 miles, and I'm going to bring you folks along this journey with me. And if you're overweight and you're struggling, or if you're somebody that just wants to stay fit and you're already fit, come along with me on this journey and I'll show you how it's done. Now see, if you were to do it that way, JB, more power to you, which I think you should probably do that. That channel will get a lot of traction. Just as you've told me, I should start a secondary channel and do some hiking videos. I may end up doing that, or I may just incorporate a fitness section on this channel and, you know, make that a playlist. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Would you listen to me about fitness at this point? Probably not. You're right about that. Midnight Ravens in the house. Evening all. Well, it's afternoon here. And it's evening on the East Coast. Early evening, 4:22 p.m. Eastern, 1:22 p.m. Pacific. Welcome to the show, Midnight Raven. JB furthermore says, convincing strangers that you're an expert in your field or an authoritative voice is key to selling yourself. Absolutely. But part of that, JB, is also not letting the haters get in the way of your success, not focusing your energy on people that are going to be time sucks and are never going to use your services, period. And that's, you know, one thing that I've been focusing more on here lately. Don't focus on the people that hate me, you know, focus on the people that love what I do and that are here for the right reasons. Let's see here. Some men behave like women. Yes, Alexandria, they do. A lot of them do nowadays. I don't know if you're a real person, Alexandria, or if you're some troll pretending to be someone, because it sounds like something I've been saying all along. So hopefully you're real. Alexandria, if you're going to ask questions, thought you were going to tell us why everyone hates you, I think you're a troll. Actually, I know you're a troll, because no one's going to push me to answer that unless they're a troll. So Alexandria, I'm going to do you a favor, because I think you're a troll. You may be Clorox Bleach or somebody else. I'm just going to get rid of you, because I've seen you chat in other channels that are enemy channels of mine. So you're just here to troll. So have a good day. You can listen to the show, but you won't be able to chat. All right. I got him, Coach. Okay, thanks, Lucy. Thanks for taking care of that troll. Midnight Raven says, I think you will find that people don't like to be judged or hear that they are doing something wrong, and people also don't like being criticized. Well, here's the thing, Raven. Let me ask you this, because I know you're the same way, and I've been the same way in the past. The people, in my opinion, that need the most help are the people that don't want to hear what they're doing wrong and don't like being criticized, because that means they're not open to suggestions and change. That means, they feel that, in my opinion, the miserable life that they're living is the life they want to continue living. Okay? So, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, or this live stream, and I'll be mentioning at the beginning of my streams from here on out, when I say, if this is your first time here and you're open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing. I'm going to get to the point of where I don't even want people subscribing to my channel unless they're open to suggestions and change, because then the content here is not going to suit you. And not only are you wasting my time coming in here, infiltrating my chat, you're wasting your time as well. And if you're not here for the right reasons, then you're just here to troll and, talk shit about life coaches, including me, which is what I'm trying to say. And I don't want that here. And we're just going to take care of that. But Midnight Raven, the thing is, in my opinion, the people that need help the most are the people that attack life coaches. And, they're the ones that say they don't need help. So, those people, in my opinion, they probably have some more deeper rooted issues, such as, deeper rooted mental and emotional issues. And I can't help them regardless. I'm not qualified to even help those people. Those are the people that need to go and see a psychologist or psychiatrist. And yet I know they don't want to hear that. But, there's always somebody that can help, every person. If a life coach can't help you, then a therapist or licensed psychologist can help you. Okay? Because people that are mentally and emotionally stable and are just struggling to accomplish certain things in life, those are the people I want to work with. I want to work with good, down-to-earth, reasonable people, that are, stable and are struggling to maybe get that promotion at work, okay? Or want to make that transition from a corporate employee to an entrepreneur. Or, believe in relationships and they're struggling on how to make their relationships work, etc. But again, they have to be the right people. Number one, they have to be in a good place mentally and emotionally and be open to suggestions and change. What I've noticed, the people that are not open to suggestions and change, which again I feel are the people that need help more than anyone, are the people that overreact emotionally all the time. As my opinion, I typically refer to them as mentally and emotionally unstable. And even if those people wanted my help, there's no way I could help them because they're not mentally and emotionally stable enough to understand the purpose of why I want to help them and can help them, within the ways I'm able to help them. And if like I said, if they're at the point of where they're that emotionally unstable or mentally unstable, they need to seek out, a licensed professional's help, such as a psychiatrist, psychologist. They need to go see a doctor. And I don't offer those services. I couldn't even offer them even if I knew how to offer them. Those do require, a degree and a license. They do. JB says, hang on one second here. The point is, in order to believe someone in their claims, you have to see them successful at what it is that they are teaching. I agree with you on that, JB. I agree with you on that. The thing with me is that I don't like to show off. Look, a lot of people have scrutinized me out here saying that, you don't have this, you don't have that. Okay, you live in an apartment, you don't own a house. That is my choice, to live in that situation. That's how I want to live my life for right now. I don't need anything more than that for the time being. Okay? But here's the thing. I have nice clothes. I wear nice clothes. Sometimes I dress up nice like I'm dressed up today. I got a nice hat. I present myself very well. Okay, sometimes I'll dress down a little bit depending on the show to show that I'm a normal casual person. And just because you dress down every now and then doesn't mean you're not professional, especially here in the Bay Area in the high-tech industry. Everyone goes to work wearing jeans and t-shirts or, they dress casually. Nobody dresses overly professionally anymore. Unless you're an executive, yeah, then you're going to wear suits and stuff. But, things have changed. So, I like to show my professionalism and show who I am in different ways. What I don't like to do is show off materialistic things that I have, like a car or whatever, I have some nice things in my place, but I don't feel the need to show those to validate who I am as a person. And to me, in all honesty, JB, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying by that. Some people want to see the riches and they want to see all the fancy shit you have to believe that you're successful. But there are other people out there that just don't like a show off, even if they are successful. They like someone that's humble and genuine and real and down to earth and shows their success in other ways by helping other people become successful. And that's how I like to do it. That's my opinion. That's how I feel. I'm just a little bit different in that way. So that's that. Let's see. What do we have here? We have Lucy Francis. Alexandra is one of the mad Aussie Bushmen. Okay. Well, that's good. Well, now Alexandria is gone. So if Bushman wants to keep coming back from his sock accounts, he'll keep getting banned. I don't want any of those other people that I've banned here in the past back. Just ban them, mods. All they want is our attention. Anyway, Crazy Chick Sheena says mental health is a big problem in America. Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, there's only so much I can do to help someone, that has issues like that. I can talk to them like a friend, but I would refer them to a therapist or a psychologist, somebody that can diagnose their situation and get them the right medication that they need. So, I agree. I've noticed that, people that don't like me or don't believe in what I do, and aren't open to suggestions and change in general, not just, through me, they're the ones that have mental and emotional issues. Now, I'm not diagnosing them. I'm just, making an observation. I'm making a statement. I'm stating an opinion. Okay? That's my assumption of how they are behaving based on, my interactions with them. So for those people, I would say, look, if you want to, really, get a grip on your life and, get on a good path to success, go and get the necessary help you need. Don't sit there and say, oh, no, I'm not emotionally unstable. I'm not, mentally incompetent or unstable or anything like that. The people that react in that way and you feel them elevating their voice and they get emotional all the time, they are the ones that do need that help. And until they come to terms and accept the fact that they need that help, there's no one that can help them. So again, that's not my target market. I'm not focusing on those people. That's why I've gotten rid of all those people because those people are only going to come here to, to stir the pot and to not participate in the right ways. And, they're going to do me no good, and they're going to do the audience that's here for the right reasons no good as well. JB says, not 100% sure that a mistrust or dislike for life coaches, psychiatrists, or quacks is a sign of mental instability. It's just my opinion, dude. You're entitled to yours. I'm entitled to mine. I know a lot about our opinions, JB, have been different, but having a civil conversation about it, no problem with that. No problem with that. But that's your opinion, and I respect it. I have my opinion as well. And it's up to you folks if you want to accept it and respect it as well. But that's a good point. Furthermore, JB says most people naturally distrust people that are claiming to want to help them. Well, that's true. That's true. And the reason for that, in my opinion, is, JB, is because most people can't admit that there's something wrong with them, or that, there's something not right. Most people cannot take ownership of something that's affecting them from being as productive as possible in life. So it's not even the point, in my opinion, that most people distrust other people that say they want to help them. When someone like me says, hey man, I can see that you're struggling with this, I'd be willing to help you. Are you open to my help? No, I don't need help. Right? How many times you get that shit, right? Okay? Those are the people that need the most help. But until they come to terms with the fact that there is an issue, and they have to first realize within themselves that the way things are going for them are not the ways that they want them to go, until they come to terms with that, there's absolutely no one that can help them. Okay? Whether they trust people to help them or not. So I don't think it's a matter of them not being able to trust someone like me to help them. I think it's a matter of them coming to terms that there's an issue within themselves in the first place, JB. That's just my opinion there. On one hand, Lucy Franzese says, on one hand, you've got the ones who wield righteous anger. On the other hand, complete nutcases doped up on all of those psychological drugs. Yeah, no, I hear you. Good point. Addiction Affliction. What's going on, Paul? Welcome to the show, man. Thank you for being here. Burley Lauren. Welcome, Burley Lauren. Welcome to the show. She says, hey, Paul. Paul then says, what's up? Took a break. Addiction Affliction is Paul. Burley Lauren says, I see that. LOL. And then Lauren says to me, maybe you can join our stream at Eli tomorrow night. Should be very interesting. I'd love to join that stream, Lauren. If you want to have me on as a guest panelist or someone that can speak on this stuff, I'd love to do that. I'm actually not going to be hiking tomorrow or spending the evening with my activity partner. We're going to actually hang out on Saturday and Sunday and do 2 hikes. Actually, we're going to do 1 hike this weekend because I'm not going to hang out with her until later in the evening, and then we're going to go out of town and do some other hikes outside of the area. Because I want to get away this weekend. There's been a lot of crap going on. So I'll be around. I'll be around on Friday. Lauren, let me know. Lauren, we should definitely talk at some point today. Maybe we can have a private conversation on Hangouts sometime after the show. I do have one other phone call to make, but then maybe we can actually talk and then finalize this. I'm in, Lauren. This is the stuff I love to talk about, and I love to support people on, and I would love to support you. Plus, I can also promote this show. And Lauren, if you want to come on Hangouts in a little bit and promote this show, we could talk about it a little bit. Let me know. If anyone else wants to join me on right now, 8-Bit Reactor, Frost Wolf, I'd love to hear from some people that I've worked with in a positive way to show people that, hey, it's not about the fact that life coaches aren't good at what they do or they're a highly scrutinized industry where most people hate them. It's the fact that, you have to find the right audience. You have to find the right people that are open to your help. And I want to share with you folks those success stories with people that I have been able to successfully work with and help. It's important to hear that. Crazy Chick Sheena says, stress leads to emotionally drained stress. Absolutely. There's nothing that drains you more than, emotional moments. I've said this before. I'll say it again. There have been times in the past in my life where I've gotten 8 hours of sleep. I've woken up in the morning and then I get a call from a distressed girlfriend at the time. And after that phone call, I end up feeling more tired after just waking up, after getting 8 hours of sleep, than I felt before I went to bed the night before. So emotional strain and dealing with a lot of constant negative emotional aspects will drain you physically, not just mentally, and they'll drain you physically as well. And that's the reason why I wanted to get rid of a lot of the people that aren't here for the right reasons on my channel, because it was draining me emotionally and physically. So I would have very little energy left to do what I'm really supposed to do out here and what I really want to do out here. So yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Grumpy old man, not everyone liked Jesus either. You always will have haters. Absolutely. Absolutely. Addiction, affliction. I'm down. When did you and Eli make up? There's not really a makeup process, addiction, affliction, between all these other guys from the manosphere. We basically have agreed to be civil with each other and just accept each other for who we are. And as long as there's nothing negative said about each other, and we're not restreaming each other's streams, then there's no problem. And there hasn't been any problems since we've all made those agreements. So that's what happened, Paul. And Lawrence is telling Paul Martin, who has been around for a while, who, me or JB? They're trying to catch up Paul from certain things that have happened within my community. If you're new here for the very first time, you're not going to really understand what's going on. It's just community news from my longtime existing community. But if you're new, feel free to jump on in. We'd love to welcome you aboard. And you'll catch on pretty quick. Let's see here. Brutally Lauren. Yeah, because I'm not a life coach, LOL, so we may need a life coach. Well, I like how you put that, Lauren. And then you add the LOL. That's good. That's good. It's all good. I can take it. It's all right. I can share my opinions, and I'd love to be there. I'd love to contribute to your show, and I appreciate the opportunity. Seriously, I do. Okay, cool. I'll let you know. Grumpy old man. Ciao, Lucy. Ciao. I guess Lucy's leaving. Thank you for being here, Lucy. Crazy Chick Sheena says, actually having a life coach is good for some people. And then Grumpy Old Man says, my niece will come here. I told her good stuff about you. Well, thank you so much, Grumpy Old Man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. 8-Bit React says, I'll be on in a bit setting up a stream for thought. Or do you mean tonight? Are you setting up a stream for thought or a stream tonight, 8-Bit? Let me know. If you're streaming tonight, let me know what time you are streaming. Depending on the time it is, I may be able to join you for a little bit. I love supporting you too, bro. You're a good dude. You're a good guy, and you've come a long way since we started, working together. And I'm proud of you, bro. I am proud of how far you've come. You're a 25-year-old man, and I wish I knew half of what I know, what I've helped you realize at your age. I wouldn't have gone through half the shit I went through, or maybe all the shit I went through. But if I didn't go through all the shit I went through, I wouldn't be able to teach it and help other people nowadays. So I guess everything happens for a purpose. You know what I mean? Let's see here. All right, I've pretty much gone through all the messages here. We have 27 people in the box. Thank you so much for being here, folks. If I don't get 1 or 2 people to come on the panel within the next, maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes max, I'm probably going to keep this a very short stream today, around an hour or so, and then take the rest of the day off. I have some phone calls to make, and then prepare for a stream tomorrow, and then Friday, and then get to the Brutally Lauren stream, which should be a very good and very interesting stream. But let me speak upon, these other coaches, Coach Corey Wayne, Coach Dan Bacon, and Brad Browning that I mentioned in the title of my stream there. There's a reason why I mentioned them. And the reason why I mentioned them is because some of you have heard this story that have been following me stemming back to my former channel that I used to run out here on YouTube that I shut down about a year ago. But for those of you that are new, I'll mention it again anyway. Many years ago, not my last girlfriend that broke up with me about a year ago, this day. The previous girlfriend that I was dating ended up cheating on me. And it was the only time any woman's ever cheated on me. And I never dealt with something like that before. And even though at that time, what was I, late 30s, early 40s? Even though at that time, I had a lot of experience. I was in my late 30s, early 40s. It stung. It hurt. And even though I'm an emotionally strong person, it still hurt to the point of where I was looking to find information on how to get through this. And remember, back in my younger days, and maybe even up to this point, I really didn't believe in life coaches myself. I thought life coaches were a joke. I thought life coaches were a scam. I thought the same thing that many of you out there think of me today. So I can understand why some of you feel that way. But I'm going to tell you what changed my mind about life coaches and what made me want to become one today, to give back to people and help people that have gone through similar things I've gone through. I started following Coach Corey Wayne. And I was binge watching Coach Corey Wayne because when I started following him many years ago during that time, he had already been around for several years. And I would just sit there and watch video after video after video after video. If I wasn't working, my insurance job, I was watching a Coach Corey Wayne video. Day and night, I'd stay up late watching Coach Corey Wayne videos. And it made me feel better about myself to hear another person go through similar things that I've been through and how he handled them and how he, overcame, the emotional struggle. Because, whenever you're cheated on, broken up with, whether you're a man or a woman, you're going to have an emotional reaction to it. Even men are going to emotionally react and overreact to a woman breaking up with them. Even though we're supposed to be stronger, when it comes to dating someone, there are emotions involved, even for a man. Let me see if there are any other, before I continue my story there, let me see if there are any other chat messages. Let's see. Fonzo says, Sheena, are you emotional, unstable a lot of times? Crazy Chick Sheena says, at Fonzo, yes, LOL. I have a lot of respect for a woman that says, yeah, at times I can be emotionally unstable, which makes me lead to believe that she's a very emotionally stable woman. She's just emotional at a normal level that women were made to be. I like how you answered that, Sheena. That was cool. At some point, Sheena, we got to get you on a panel if you're ever open to that, because you're a good person and you've been a long-time follower and contributor of this channel in the chat. So thank you for that. Sheena Lai, LOL, says Fonzo. I'm bipolar, actually. Are you actually bipolar? Seriously? Wow. Okay. Burley Lauren, the LOL was for me not being one. Well, you're a mental health worker, Lauren. So, Lauren, you could do life coaching if you wanted to. It's not that difficult to do, especially if you're in an industry where, you're already, working with people in that capacity. You're a mental health worker. So if there's anyone that's going to understand the emotions of people, it's going to be someone that, already does what you do. And I was just kind of messing with you, Lauren. We're good. No problem. Let's see. 8-Bit React tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. That's great. So if that's going to happen, then what I'll do is I'll probably end up this stream. I'll probably go out the most another hour at the most if I get some people to come on here. If not, I'll wrap this up in about 10-15 minutes. And that way, there'll be at least a couple hours in between this stream and your stream. 8-Bit, what's the topic going to be about your stream tonight? Do you care to share that? 8-Bit Reactor, why don't you come on the panel and you can promote your stream and we can just talk briefly about, I know we've kind of mentioned it before, but we can talk if it's what I think you're going to mention that you mentioned privately and you want to go public on it, then join me on the stream. We can promote it, and then you can briefly mention to the people out there how myself and some other people behind the scenes have been helping you through this. Crazy Chick Sheena says, I like that sunset in the background. Yeah, Sheena, this is something I found out there on Google Images. Life coach. And it's this lady, I think it's a woman in the back, just lifting up her arms and just, being out there in the open. I thought it was a really, really nice background for today. And thank you so much for the compliment on it. I appreciate it. Crazy Chick Sheena. Fonzo says that, Lauren, my Wi-Fi is going fine. Thanks, LOL. Lucy Franzese with the thumbs up. Lauren, what's the topic on your stream today? Says Fonzo. Grumpy old man, her big loss. Gary O'Donnell. Hey, Eli, I'm a new subscriber and I can relate to being cheated on. It really stings, man. I hope you've gotten over it and came out stronger. Gary, that was many years ago. I've had another relationship since then that ended last year. I was just using it for example purposes, and to show people what made me seek out a life coach and how this situation made me change my outlook, my negative outlook that I myself used to have towards life coaches. So I'm saying I can understand why people have a negative outlook towards life coaches, because I used to feel that way about life coaches myself. But because of that experience going through that breakup where that particular woman cheated on me, and I sought out information on YouTube and I found, life coach Corey Wayne, and I just loved how he presented himself. I loved what he was saying. It really helped me get through it. It worked. And I never used to believe in that shit. I didn't. I'm being honest, folks. But it worked, and it helped me get through it. And I got back on that horse, and then I met a better woman. Now, that relationship ended a year ago. And now, I'm hanging out with somebody at a platonic level. It's basically a friendship that may end up leading to something more, but we're both taking it slow. And this woman is a really cool woman. She's more cool to hang out with than any other woman that I've dated in the past, even though her and I technically are not dating. So, things happen for a purpose. Stop. Let me hang on a second here. I lost my train of thought because I was reading some funny stuff in the chat there. But anyway, Gary O'Donnell, that's why I mentioned that. And I'll talk a little bit more about that here in a second here. Crazy Chick Sheena says, Laura, I'll check out the channel. Okay. Grumpy Old Man says, betrayal isn't nice. Gary O'Donnell, I agree. Okay, Sheena says, okay. Grumpy Old Man says, Gary, welcome coaches. Very good for helping people. Thank you, Grumpy Old Man. You're in the right place, Gary. Thank you. I appreciate that. I look forward to catching the stream. GOM. Oh, that's Grumpy Old Man. Okay, excellent. Let's see. Gary O'Donnell, future streams. Haha. Excellent, man. Thank you so much, Gary O'Donnell. Alfonso says Sheena should go on the panel. I'd love to have her on the panel anytime she wants to come on. Yeah, she's been around a long time, says Grumpy Old Man. She's a good woman. Yes, she is. We'd like to hear her story. I'd love to hear it too. I would. I really would. Okay. Okay. I'm just reading something here very briefly. Sorry for the dead air there, folks. Any good woman with morals will make you wait to hit that shit, says Lucy Franzese. Here's the thing, Lucy Franzese. Let me be honest with you on that. That's how it used to be back in the days. In my honest opinion, and I'm going to be real here, and Lucy, you may disagree with me. I don't think if a woman sleeps with you on the first or second date is a bad thing as long as there's something there beyond that. I'll be honest with you guys. You know, 2 relationships ago, I was intimate with my ex the first night that we met. We had a great time. And then it just happened. And we dated for a while. And then she cheated on me. Then the last ex, it happened on the second date. Second or third date, I think it was. Second or third date. And it wasn't that it could have happened the first time. But, you know, I personally wanted to wait, number one, because we were in a car and it wasn't the right situation. Plus, you know, I wanted to do things better this time around than what happened in my previous relationship. Let me tell you, you know, I don't think that men should be judgmental in the way women behave sexually nowadays, as long as these are good and faithful women. Women have needs just like men do. But if it's a woman that's trying to use her body to take advantage of a man, then that's a different story. But I'll tell you the one thing that, you know, that turns me off about a woman if I meet her and things click is if she withholds the sex for a while to test me to see if I'm going to, you know, stick around. You know, that just annoys me. That's just not being natural. I think men and women should just let the natural flow of progression happen, and whatever's meant to be is meant to be. Hey, Michelle Verico, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. All right, 8-Bit says send me the link. 8-Bit, I'm going to send you the link, and then I'm going to go take a quick 5-minute break while I have you, you know, talk about what's going on your channel and what's been going on with you, because I know you have a lot to talk about. And then we're going to go one more hour, 45 minutes to an hour, and then wrap this up. We're not going to go longer than 2 hours because there's a lot going on today. I want to support your show. I've got a few phone calls to make. Also, my favorite show, Suits, is on tonight, and a brand new show on USA that follows Suits now called Pearson. So it's a good day. Lots of things happen today. Lots of good things happening today. So 8-Bit Reactor is going to be popping on the stream in just a few. Let me switch over to the quad screen because he'll be on here any second, and I want to be ready for him. You can see me up top for the time being. When I talk, I'm also going through Hangouts up top. You can see a little speaker moving. Also, if anyone wants personal help on how to actually set up Hangouts through OBS, I'll first refer you to watch the live stream I did on OBS last week. But if you still don't get it, get with me privately, and I will help you at no charge with that. It's my gift to you folks. And if that's not, you know, good enough to at least give me a chance to get to know me and how capable I am of helping people, then I don't know what to tell you. But 8-Bit Reactor, welcome to the show, bro. How are you doing?
Doing all right.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. Hey, 8-Bit, I know you've got a lot to say, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so do you have enough to say for me to just go use the restroom and get some more coffee I'll be gone about 5-6 minutes. Can you handle that, man? You got it, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, bro. I'm gonna put you full screen. I'll be listening to you on my iPhone, and then you and I will bring this show home. All right, go for it, bro. You're on full
Alrighty.
screen, and I'll be back in about 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay. So how's everybody out there doing today? Hopefully you guys are doing pretty well. Just I got a stream going on later tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Tonight about I'm doing a fundraiser stream because I got some legal issues that I have to take care of. And I'll explain more of that on like my show. I'm going to be doing reactions for a small fee because I'm actually going to be running off OBS finally. Finally figuring it out slowly. I'm trying, and it takes time, trust me, for you to learn how to use OBS. But if you do need help, let Eli know because he does know his OBS better than I do, better than most people out here. And I will tell you, Eli has helped me through a lot, and more than I ever expected him to, because I never really asked anything from him. He just came there. I met him through somebody on their panel. Then we started connecting, started talking to each other more, and then me and him became good buddies, basically almost like brothers. And he's helped me out so much, more than I've ever expected. More than I ever expected him to, because I have been through a lot. Like, some people will not help me because they don't think I'm a good cause to help. But Eli had seen something in me that he could help me. And ever since, he's helped me, and now I'm off I'm going to be in a better place here soon. Like, I'm going to be in a better situation. My life is going to be a lot better. And it's just, I'm so happy right now that, like, before I did not know who I was. I couldn't see who I truly was. I wasn't the person I used to be. But now Eli has brought me back to where I was before. Because let me tell you, with this drama that's been going on and everything, I used to not be in the drama and everything. Me and my buddies would go and hang out on my buddy's panel for hours on end when Hangouts on Air was still going, and we would just shoot the bull on his channel. And ever since, and I think when I started losing it is when he had gotten a false copyright strike on his channel, and after that he wasn't able to stream for 90 days. This was before they switched over to giving you a warning, and he had been doing it. He had been off for 90 days, and it's just like everything went to hell. I started getting into drama that I didn't need to be a part of, didn't need to be anywhere near it. But and I hate to call myself stupid, but it was my own stupidity for going into these drama-filled channels that didn't see the way I seen, and they were just attacking people. Heck, I even thought that there was a person that I actually really liked that was just like drama. It's all they ever did. And one of my friends from that group that I was a part of got back a hold of me and she helped as well open my eyes to what I'm getting into, and it wasn't me. She didn't see the 8-bit reactor that she met before. And it took both Eli and her to open my eyes that things just weren't right with me. And now that I'm actually seeing this, and I know I'm not MGTOW, but I'm seeing the red pill, like Eli's helped me see, has given me red pill information and stuff, as well as many others. And I'm starting to see the situation that I was in. And that's why I'm taking this the way I am today. Because
Yes.
I believe that that he and some other people have broken through me and made me realize that, hey, the situation you're in is not a good one.
Yep. I'm back, by the way, bro.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much. You mind if I jump in here for a second? Because I heard everything you said. And
Yeah.
I want to ask you something. Why do you think, and the answer is not me. It has nothing to do with me. Let me just give you a little hint there. Why do you think you are in a better position right now, and you're going to be getting in an even better position? Why do you feel that's even happening in the first place?
Because I actually took the first step in following people's advice from people that are looking out for me, and I took their advice, thought on it, and took action. I took the action myself to go with what I'm going through right now.
Right. You know what it is, 8-bit? Is you did a couple things that other people have not done, so they choose to live a miserable life. You accepted responsibility for actions you've taken, and you've taken ownership of it, and you've come to terms within yourself that this is not the way I want to live my life. This is not who I really am. And you had to come to terms with that on your own. Maybe myself and a few others have guided you along based on our past experiences, but ultimately, no one can help you if you can't help yourself first. Not even a psychologist or psychiatrist can help you until you start realizing there's a problem and I need to get help.
Yeah, exactly.
And you did that when you came to me. We've talked about it before, so I know there are certain things we cannot talk about, but the things we can't talk about is, the thing I respect about you is you reached out to me and you asked for help.
Yeah,
and I know you felt guilty about it. Go ahead.
Because I'll tell you, at first when I went to go see an actual psychiatrist, I didn't want to go. Like, I went for the first 2 visits, and then I just didn't go anymore because back then I didn't want to help myself. I didn't want to see the truth. But since I met this community, it's changed me.
Yeah. And you want me to be honest with you, bro? Let me be real honest with you. Because you've seen what happened to me through the MGTOW Manosphere community. As bad as it was for me in that community, I got a lot of good out of it. At the end of the day, my takeaways were more good than bad because it made me a stronger person. And I already was a strong person. I was mentioning this yesterday on the show. And I was saying, look, even if you're an already strong person and you come out here on YouTube and you're a content creator, YouTube's going to test your already tough strength. You've got to thicken your skin times 10.
Oh yeah.
Even if you already have thick skin to make it out here. And YouTube and the court of public opinion, which is a global court, at the touch of a button on their smartphone, that's like the toughest thing to deal with.
Oh yeah, it is.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because I learned that the hard way because I haven't been attacked as much as you, but I mean, I've been attacked here recently pretty bad because of the stuff I got into, which I shouldn't have.
Sure.
But now I've learned my lesson.
Right, but you were looking to find your way. So in essence, in my opinion, if I had to guess, knowing your character, which is a good character, you're just trying to make something out of yourself. You're just trying to meet people and try to network your channel and grow your channel and help other people at the same time. And unfortunately, the same thing happened to you that happened to me. You got caught up with the wrong audience. It wasn't an audience that was going to help you or is ever going to help you. So now you're making a shift saying, I want to focus more on people that are my actual target market. I got to focus on people that believe in what I do and believe in me. Does that make sense to you? Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Because those people would never really, I mean, I will do like streams and stuff, like for reactions and stuff. They hardly ever come around. Now I'm learning like they ain't part of my target audience, so I don't need to be around them because if they're not gonna be part of my audience when I'm doing these reactions or something like that, they ain't worth my time.
Right. No, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Let me ask you this, man. Throughout this whole ordeal, between everything going on that we can't talk about and the YouTube stuff and all of that, and you being a man, and I can tell you've always been a strong man, but you've had your strength, you've had your emotional strength as a man tested at very high extreme levels lately, just like my emotions. Like if I play you some videos, bro, at some point I may play some clips from some of my past videos on my former channel. I have them all backed up on external drives. That my strength was tested, and let me tell you, I went berserk. I went crazy. Now I'm not a crazy person. I'm not unstable or anything, but I came off that way, and that can happen sometimes. Did this test your emotional strength, and how far did it test it? Like how did you feel? Was it draining? Was it just like what was going on in your head when you were experiencing this, or while you were experiencing this?
Well, it was draining because I mean it was literally sucking the living life out of me.
Yeah,
like it was literally attacking my physical health by dealing with the stupid bullshit that I shouldn't even been a part of.
Okay.
Because I will tell you, I've almost had to go to the hospital a few times because of shit I shouldn't have even got into because plus I let it get to me, which I shouldn't have.
Okay.
But you live and you learn.
Say that again, please.
You live and you learn from
live
your
and learn.
mistakes.
Beautiful, man. I couldn't have said it better myself. That's what I base my entire coaching practice on, is living and learning. And let me tell you something, and let me ask your opinion about this. I'm not trying to take away from, licensed psychologists, therapists, doctors, etc. They have a purpose and they are needed. But I've mentioned this before. I'll mention it again. I think I mentioned it on my former channel. When I was younger, I think I was around 10, 11, 12 years old, around there. And I was having some issues socializing. And believe it or not, I'm like the most social person in the world now. But when I was in grammar school, I wasn't the most social person. I was more of a shyer type of person. I was picked on a lot. I was bullied a lot, not only in grammar school, but my first couple of years in high school. And then my junior and senior year, when I started getting a better grip on my life, regarding that aspect, things started getting better. And it's been better ever since. And I've been learning ever since. And here I am today. But back in those days, my parents and my teachers, because I went to private school my entire life. My father and mother spent a lot of money to put my brother and I in the best private schools, figuring we'd get the best education that way. And it did make a difference. So I'm very grateful and thankful for that. But because of what was happening with my antisocial personality and me withdrawing from things and some, little weird behaviors I was doing that to me, didn't faze me, that's the school and my parents wanted me to go see a psychologist. And I resisted like hell. Now, you know how I am today, bro. You know the kind of guy I am. If I feel like something's not worth my time, I don't fucking do it. And I fucking resist like fuck. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, I had to go. So, you're 12 years old. Your parents, they're your legal guardians. You gotta listen to them. Yeah. And listen to the school that you're going to, because private schools can actually expel you if they see issues and you're not, get them corrected. Okay. So I went to go see this psychologist, and I've always been a little smart ass. I was always a smart kid, got great grades, everything, right? I was just a little antisocial and shit, right? And I went to see this psychologist, and I went there, and he would just ask me like one question. Well, tell me what's going on. And I would tell him what's going on. And then after 10 minutes of me talking, he would say, well, continue telling me more about this particular aspect that you just mentioned. So then I would, go into more detail. And then 20 minutes later, because, I was talking about 20 minutes, he would say, so why don't you focus more on this part and tell me more about this? When I went to the psychologist, he never once gave me any advice. He never once shared any examples of what I can do to overcome this. All he did was ask me what's going on and listen to what was going on. And this didn't only happen the first time. It happened. I went to see him for a year. And I was waiting to get a fucking answer, which is why I'm there. I'm 12 years old. I'm a pretty smart 12-year-old dude. I'm just a little antisocial. And I'm trying to overcome this shit because my school and my parents said I need counseling. I need therapy. Right? Okay. So after the first few times of going to see this guy, I would talk to my parents, and this guy's name was Dr. Bienenstock. I remember his name. Dr. Bienenstock. What kind of a fucking name is that?
Heck?
Yeah, I know. And he had nice leather couches. I mean, his office was fucking top notch. I mean, this is Bay Area, man. It was fucking top notch. And I'd go to my parents and say, they'd ask me, how's it going with Dr. Bienenstock? And I would say, Dr. Bienenstock hasn't taught me shit. And they would say, don't use that language in our house. I mean, back then, this was like the 80s and shit. Like, you didn't talk that way, but I had a little bit of a mouth. I did. They're like, well, what do you mean Dr. Bienenstock isn't teaching you anything? They would correct my foul language. that I still carry over to this day. And I said, well, all he does is ask me to tell him what's going on, and he doesn't tell me how to fix the problem. Well, have you asked him? Well, I say, how do I do this and that? And he keeps turning it back and saying, well, what do you think is the right thing to do? And then they told me, well, just keep going, and it'll work. Trust me, son, it'll work, my dad would say. And my mom would say the same thing. I kept going for a year. And it was the same thing. This motherfucker didn't teach me one thing. All he did was listen to what my issues were, but didn't give me a solution. So, and back in those days, I mean, I remember my father was telling, this was back like in the mid 80s and shit. And in the mid 80s, the economy was different. The explosion of the high tech industry had not happened here in the Bay Area. So prices were still more expensive than anywhere else on the planet, but they were much cheaper than they are today. Back then, it was costing my father $100 per session in 1985, I believe, right around that time. Okay, imagine in today's economy, that's about $300 to $400, maybe $500 an hour. So imagine paying $500 an hour to go to a therapist to get advice to fix your issue, and he never gives you any fucking advice. Now, how would you feel about that, 8-Bit?
That would just be a waste of time and money. I mean, seriously, because if you're not getting anything out of it, you're not getting any advice. All you're getting is just like, what would you do in this situation? I don't know. That's why I came to you. You're supposed to help me out here, but apparently you're not. So this ain't worth my time or money. So I'm out.
Right. And this whole, though, again, 8-Bit, the reason why I was even told I need to go see the psychologist by the private school I was attending at that time and by my parents is because I was a little bit antisocial. I was more like a loner. I wouldn't say I was a total loner. I had some friends, but I was a free thinker on my own, and I wanted to do things my own way. I was like too smart for my own good. I got great grades to the point of where I was bored going to school. And, the pace that the teachers were moving was the right pace for the majority of the students, but because I was always further ahead, like I'd get bored and shit. So it kind of put me in an antisocial type of situation to where I couldn't relate to the other students. I mean, like I said, I had friends. I would play on the playground and stuff, but there were times where I didn't even play with the kids on the playground. I would just go take a walk, in different areas of the campus, away from the playground. And then when the bell would ring, I would quickly, because I would go a little bit further away, I would have to run quickly back to make it back to class in time. So, I was pretty much antisocial, and I was just trying to figure out how to get over that. I mean, I look back now and I understand what happened, but, back then, I was 12 years old. I didn't know. But I mean, I wasn't a mentally incompetent person. I wasn't a lunatic or anything like that. I guess what I had, I don't know if I'd even call it social anxiety. Maybe it was. I've never been diagnosed with anxiety. I've never needed anxiety medication, but maybe that's what it was. And maybe because I was raised differently, with my Greek parents, old school, compared to how the other kids were raised, maybe that kind of affected me. But the bottom line is that I didn't get any help from this therapist, this psychologist, whoever he was. Okay. And that's why, today we have life coaches, because I don't think therapists really want to deal with those issues, because there was really technically nothing mentally or emotionally wrong with me. It was a minor issue that, in today's day and age can be fixed. What's that?
That could have been easily fixed.
Right. What I'm saying that in today's day and age, that's why we have life coaches, because that is something that stems outside of the license of a psychologist. Like, to help somebody out with the issue I had does not require a psychologist. Now, maybe they sent me there because maybe they were trying to see if there was something really mentally and emotionally fucked up with me. But I guess when the psychologist realized there wasn't, he was just trying to hear my story because there was really nothing for him to say, I guess. I don't know. Well, how do you teach a kid to be more social as a psychologist, right? But I wanted him to say something, give me some advice, but he didn't. But go ahead.
But yeah, you can't. Because a kid is in their own little world when they're little. And
right.
Their mind is different than an adult's mind. So you had to think on that level of a kid's mind. Just come up with stuff from an adult's perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I look back to this day and, I understand what happened, and maybe I understand why he didn't give me the advice. But at that point, like, I needed that support. I wanted to figure out, why am I here? If I'm forced to be here, tell me what the fuck my problem is. Right? And so nowadays, for those aspects,
and not drag it out.
Right. For those days, during these days, which is what I'm trying to say, we have life coaches, which do not require a certification or do not require a license or degree to handle those minor issues that stem outside of psychology, that stem outside of, someone just needing a little pep me up and say, hey, dude, you're worth it. You're a good person. Come hang out with us, right? A little motivation, right? Kind of like how I helped you. It's about motivation and support, which to a psychologist, it's a waste of his or her time because
they don't want to do.
Right. Well, they're more so looking at people that have deeply scarred mental and emotional issues and like react and overreact. Kind of like, I don't want to mention his name, but there's been a guy that, the guy that you and I met through, we'll leave it at that. He's had some very, very explosive emotional reactions out here on YouTube. I think you know who I'm talking about. The guy that I met you through on his panel. You know what I'm talking about, right? People probably know in the chat. Are you there?
Give me a second, Eli.
Yeah, that's fine.
There you go. Okay, I'm gonna. Frost wants to come up on panel. I'm gonna send him the link.
Yeah, go right ahead, man. Or if you want me to do it, it'd be easier for me to do it. Probably. You want me to send it to him?
I'm already on Hangouts.
All right. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, and we're gonna wrap this up in about 35, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So Frost wants to get in on this shit, huh?
Oh yeah.
That's good. That's good. Excellent. Excellent. But yeah, you know who I'm talking about. The person that I met you through on his stream. That guy has had some severe emotional rants and breakdowns to me that I can understand because of his situation, and he's disabled, so I understand that. He struggles with some serious emotional issues, in my opinion. Now, I'm not a psychologist or a doctor. I'm not diagnosing the guy, but his behavior is scary at times, man. I mean,
yeah, that is true. But I mean, that's just part of his nature. Like,
I understand that, but bro, also understand that those are the types of people that a psychologist really wants to work with, because in those situations, you're dealing with somebody that has a serious emotional issue or maybe a mental issue or something. Okay. For me, I didn't have emotional or mental issues. I was like a social outcast. I was like in my own world because, I mean, the shit in grammar school wasn't moving fast enough for me. I was like, I excelled.
Hold up. Nobody was hidden.
We're going for that and for some foil. All right. The foil sheets and the like.
There's some background noise coming in.
Oh, that's
All right.
hold on. Yeah,
All right.
I just checked the chat. I don't know why. But I seen Joe Buddy was hidden.
Well, I'm letting the moderators handle that stuff. I'm just focused on my show. But as far as the person you mentioned goes, he knows our agreement, and it's up to him if he wants to. It's up to him if he wants to adhere to our agreement or not. You know, I mean, we made an agreement, and you know, I'm just ignoring what's being said there and letting the moderators handle it. Man, I got more important things to do here.
Yeah, I just didn't know what was said because I don't see no messages.
Well, if you were on a desktop, well, you should be able to see them through. If you're on the live chat as a moderator, you'll be able to go back and see deleted messages. But you know, I don't have time to go back and check that stuff. You know, and it's not a big deal. Let the moderators handle it. We got to move forward with our show.
Alrighty.
So
we got Frost. We got Frost on the panel.
Hey, Frostwolf, welcome to the show, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Excellent. You requested to come on the panel, which is great. You're welcome here anytime, buddy. There must be a reason why you wanted to get on the panel. You got something for us?
Yeah, a few things, but just give me 1 second and I can start speaking here in just a minute.
All right, sounds good, man. I'll keep it going with 8-bit for the time being. But yeah, 8-bit.
Yeah.
What I was trying to say is that, you know, sometimes a psychologist is not the right person. Sometimes all somebody needs is a shoulder to cry on.
Yeah, moral support.
Moral support, a shoulder to cry on, a little pick-me-up, right? A little motivation. And you shouldn't have to pay a psychologist hundreds of dollars per hour to motivate you. That's not their job. I mean, that's a disgrace if you're going to go see them for that. That's like one of your best friends saying, hey, dude, I got your back. You're better than that. Don't let anyone kick you down. Just ignore that shit. They're the ones with the issues, not you. If they're attacking you, it's because they wish they could be you. You see, that's how I work with people. So, you know, I got the wrong idea about psychologists back then. But as I got older and looked back at what I went through, with my experience, I was able to, you know, recreate what happened and realize what was going on. And you know, nowadays, you know, there's help for people. How to say this the right way? Different situations are handled by different industries. That's why there are life coaches. If there's something that stands beyond the scope of what we can do to help someone, at that point we say, hey, you know what? This is as far as it goes. What you're asking me to help you with right now is something that requires a license. I'm not telling you, you know, that you need to see a psychiatrist, but they're the only ones that can actually help you with this. This is something that I'm not qualified for and can't help you with. So you're politely basically tell them you need a fucking therapist without telling them that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because that's going to annoy people and piss people. Well, why can't you help me? Because I don't know the answer to it because I'm not a psychologist. Well, do you think I need a psychologist? Well, they're the only ones that can help you. I'm not telling you what you need. You got to figure that out on your own. But in essence, you're saying, yes, I need a fucking psychologist. You need a fucking psychologist because your mental and emotional behavior is preposterous. It's fucking not normal. It's scary. And I can't help you or prescribe medication to you that you may need to get that under control. You know what I mean, 8-bit? But go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Because as a life coach, you cannot prescribe nothing that in case somebody needs it. Because if it gets to that point where you have to have medication, you have to go see a licensed practitioner that will be able to give you what you need and help you with that. A life coach can't do that. But when you suggest maybe, it's like, hey, this seems a little out of my range.
Mm-hmm.
You might need help of a professional, licensed professional that I can't do for you that they can.
Right. Right. And here's the thing, 8-bit. A lot of people will question a life coach like myself and say that, you're not a professional industry. No, yes, we are. We are professionals. Okay. Just because you're not licensed at something does not mean you're not a professional or are not acting professionally. Okay. There are licensed professionals and then there are just business professionals.
Exactly.
Like me selling insurance, I'm a licensed insurance professional. Me being a life coach, I'm a self-proclaimed life coaching professional. Okay, that's who I am. So in some cases you're going to need one, and in other cases you need the other. It just depends what you're going through. But a lot of people out there nowadays question the legitimacy of life coaches. And from what I've noticed, in just my opinion, 8-bit, the people that question the legitimacy of good, decent life coaches, they're people that are struggling with something themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
And like I said in the past, in order to make themselves feel better, they say, no, we don't need a life coach. There's nothing wrong with me. We don't need a life coach. What the hell is a life coach? I'll tell you, I used to think the same way. And to be quite honest with you, when I used to think the same way, I didn't have the same amount of confidence within myself that I have today. There was still something, even though I thought this way up until probably my late 30s, early 40s, even up to this point. Even though I still thought about that, and I had a lot of experience, and I'm losing my train of thought here. I was able to move past it because I actually seek the help of a life coach by viewing a lot of the videos from Coach Corey Wayne, which tremendously helped me get through a tough situation when my ex cheated on me. Not my last one, the previous one before that. So, yeah, a lot of people that criticize life coaches.
Hey, I will admit that I criticized life coaches before because I didn't think they were actually gonna help at all because they didn't know my situation at all.
Right.
But now that I've actually met you, I know that life coaches will know exactly what you've been going through. They might not have went through the exact same thing you're going through, but they know of some idea of what it's like.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you. Real quick, moderators, you're doing a great job with the chat. Just keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to continue moving forward with the show. Yeah, it's funny when you have some trolls that come in here that try exceptionally hard to make it appear like they're legitimate. That makes them less legitimate. They're probably talking about Connie Item being in the chat. Is that who you're saying? Troll alert, Crazy Chick Sheena, Connie Item? Let me wait to hear from Crazy Chick Sheena before we move forward. And Frostwolf got cut off and he's not back. I bounce between this channel and Tony Robbins. I don't think you do, Connie Item. I think you're a freaking troll. And you're about to get the ban hammer from me personally because I don't like bullshitters. Well, Connie Item, this is the first time I've seen you here. and you're coming in here, and the way that you're talking, you're saying, alrighty, just joined and ready for some life coaching. What's today's self-improvement topic? Somebody that needs life coaching is not going to come in there as confident as that. So guess what, Connie Item? You're banned. You're out of here. I've got an eye for the trolls. You know what? 8-bit. You get some people that come into a channel like mine that does life coaching, and I'm new to this channel. I'm ready to get down to business. I'm ready to do this and that. There's nobody that would behave that way that was here for the right reasons. They would be humble. They would be a little shy. They would be a little timid, and they would be like, hey, I'm here for the first time. Thank you for having me. Right? They wouldn't behave that way. Yep. Yeah, Sheena, what you were saying is that Connie Item was 100% a troll is what you're saying, right? Yeah, and that's why, and these are people that probably know me. And I bet they're pissed off because I know trolling behavior. I know all the trolling tactics. I know I can sense odd behavior. Somebody naturally being here is not going to behave in the way that these trolls behave. So they get banned. Anyway, 8-bit. You still there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Go ahead, man, because I don't know where Frost is. He had something to say, and then he left the hangout, and he hasn't come back yet. So if he doesn't come back within the next 5 minutes or so, I think you and I are going to wrap this up, because I think we've driven this topic into the ground.
Yeah.
But go ahead, man. Did you have something else to say?
No, it's just that we just got with these people that think that they know. Heck, I wasn't even that confident in getting life coaching. I mean, shit. I was timid as hell.
Yeah.
No person in their right mind would be that confident.
Okay. I gotta check something very quickly here. I haven't even checked PayPal donations today. I wasn't even thinking about donations today. And I was just made aware of something. Oh.
Dang. Lucci, you were on that one.
Oh, Jesus. I missed two donations. One of them's anonymous and one of them is not anonymous. The first donation, they want to keep it anonymous. Please don't read this aloud. I can read this because it's not identifying the person. I am watching today, but I'm ghosting for certain reasons. It's a really long story. I just wanted to say hi and give you a donation and let you know I am watching. Well, it's a good thing I went in and looked at the message. So that way I definitely respect your privacy. I appreciate you. I hope you're still watching because that donation was sent a little over about an hour and a half ago.
No,
and I want to thank you very much for the anonymous $5 PayPal donation. And then I just got another donation, and I'm at a loss for words. It hits me emotionally because there are some people out there in this world that have a giving nature like I do.
Yeah.
And it hits me emotionally even at this moment to know that people like this still exist and are supportive and kind and caring and are loyal, even though I don't expect loyalty, especially out here on YouTube. I don't expect loyalty from anyone. I don't even expect loyalty from friends. The only people, like I mentioned in the past, that I expect loyalty from are people like if I'm dating someone or married to somebody or my immediate family. Besides that, I don't expect loyalty. I just expect people to be respectful. But I want to thank this person that also wants to remain anonymous for, let me see this, for the $50 PayPal donation.
Holy mother Lord.
And I'm not going to mention the name, obviously, but I will say congrats on the new direction of your channel. I love it. Best of luck. Anonymous.
Wow.
Yeah, again, I'm at a loss for words. Let me change the donations amount to $55. And I'm sorry, folks. You know, sometimes even the strongest men on the planet can lose their shit for a second because when unexpected greatness, happens, it throws you off. Even Tony Robbins has shed a few tears every now and then. I think 8-bit that it is okay for a real man to shed a tear every now and then. Now, it's not okay to do it 24/7, but if you're a man that doesn't show any emotion at all, then as far as I'm concerned, you're dead.
It's like you have no soul.
You have no soul. Yeah, you have no soul.
Because heck, I used to try to be like that. Like, who was it? George Lopez, and when he did the George Lopez show, and when he had that episode where he had lost somebody, he was like, "Hold it, don't cry, and that's how I was. It's just like, it's not worth crying. But a real man will cry every now and then, but not 24/7
every now and then,
because it's gonna make you look like you are weak and emotionally unstable if you do it 24/7.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, thank you, Sheena. No, listen, Sheena and everyone else. I'm good. I'm good. I'm human and I have feelings and I'm not afraid to admit that I'm a man that actually feels emotion. But I'm also a man that can control my shit emotionally. And do I have my moments? Have I flipped out emotionally? I don't think any person hasn't. Every person is going to flip out emotionally every now and then. Doesn't mean that they're unstable. It means that they go through a hardship or something, right? Or they get something that they don't expect and it throws them off because they just don't expect that. I legitimately do not expect anyone to donate to support this channel. I mean, is it something that's necessary for the channel to survive? Absolutely, but I still don't expect it. No one's required to do it. No one has to do it. And for the people that choose to do it out of their own free will and the kindness of their heart, it blows my fucking mind away.
Yeah. Same here.
And just know that some of that money will be redonated out.
Yeah.
If not most of it, if not all of it, because there are people out there that need some help. More than I do. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm running a business and I'm looking to replace my income and stop selling insurance because this is what I want to do. This is my purpose. But, I'm not in a financial struggle like some other people are that need it more than me. So I will do my part to, reinvest back into these communities that support me. Absolutely. But thank you again to the 2 people that donated anonymously. Much love, much appreciation. Is Frostwolf coming back 8-bit? Do you know, or is he just is he done?
Let me see.
While you're doing that, 8-bit, I just want to say this, folks. Here's the thing. When I started making changes to this channel last week by removing certain people that were doing nothing but creating issues and just coming here to use my channel as a campground for their drama, when I started making those changes, did it affect my numbers? Did they go down a little bit? Is there a little less traction on this channel? Yes. And to be honest with you, this has been the worst month for subscriber growth. I've lost subscribers. I'm still over 400. That's why I'm not showing them right now. But I gain one, I lose one. I gain one, I lose one. It's just it's been stagnating lately. But that's okay.
Yeah,
go ahead.
That's what's been happening with me as well. I mean, hey, it's part of being on YouTube.
Right. Is that another troll in there? Because those trolling accounts, that's good. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I'm still coming with that troll snipe, that 50 caliber troll gun.
Yeah.
I'll still do it on the while I'm on panel. I don't care. But if you're a troll, you're gone.
You got that shit on mobile. You sniped that troll real quick, bro. Yeah. Now I lost my train of thought, bro. I mean, this has been one of those shows. This has been just one of those shows. But I guess what I was going to say is that that's right. I got rid of those people from my channel that were weighing the channel down from moving forward. And even though there's less traction now, for the time being, we're going to replace those people and we're going to grow past it with people that really want to be here. And that's all I'm saying to everyone out there is that, look, in order to make any business work, you have to first find out what you're passionate about. And you have to focus on your purpose and your passion. My purpose and passion is to help people, get through whatever they need to get through at a business and personal level.
Yeah.
That's my purpose. That's my passion. But beyond that, if I want to make it successful, I've got to target people that are open to using my services or to hearing what I have to say. Which is why, like I mentioned earlier, I'm now adding another part into my intros. Instead of just saying, if this is your first time here, please consider subscribing. I'm now saying, if this is your first time here and you are open to suggestions and change, then please consider subscribing and banging the bell, right? Because if you're not open to suggestions and change, there's nothing I can do for you. I can't help you if you're not open to it. And if you subscribe and you're not open to suggestions to change, then you're just here to create havoc and drama and to try to attack life coaches. That's it. And I'm not going to have that. I think we're at the point here on this channel, 8-Bit, and we're going to get yours and other people that we collaborate with at that level as well, where I've got a good, trustworthy group of moderators, including yourself, that are now learning and understanding how I want my channel moderated to the point of where I can just run my fucking show and put the moderating into the hands of the people with the blue wrench. Because in my honest opinion, here's the thing. If you have a group of moderators on your channel, like I have like 25 moderators. I used to have like 50, and I had to get rid of them. I had too many. If you have a group of trusted moderators, you as a channel owner should never have to moderate anything. Yeah. You have the option to, but that's like hiring assistant managers, and then you as a store manager go and do their work for them. You don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
Go ahead.
Because, or if you're like a store owner and you have to go do the manager's work for them, that's not right.
Then why do you pay the manager to do the work if you're going to do it yourself, right?
Exactly.
I used to tell my moderators, 8-Bit, real quick before you go on. In the past, my moderators would say, "Is it okay to do this?" I'm like, if I have to tell you how to moderate, then why are you a moderator? You're a moderator because I trust your judgment. Make your judgment. I've shared how I want my channel moderated. Make your judgment. If you screw up, then that person will email me and I'll handle that on my own. I'm not going to hold it against you. But the people that have been given mod access have been given it because they've earned it and they deserve it. And they're trustworthy people. Does that mean that they're not going to make a mistake ever? No, everyone makes mistakes. By the way, Lucy, I got your email. Haven't had a chance to respond to it, but I'll respond to you here. Yeah, I think I do believe you, bro. I wasn't criticizing you anyway. I do believe that you didn't ban. I forgot which account it was now. I think I know who it was that banned that channel and a few others. And I'm not going to mention who I removed, but I did remove another moderator from my channel. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to mention that at all. So that's that. But yeah, 8-Bit, if you're going to have moderators here, why have them if you as the channel owner are going to moderate everything? Is it because you want your channel to look cool, like you have a bunch of blue mods in there? Hey, I've got a lot of mods, so I'm cool. I'm really cool, dude.
Now I can understand if like a lot of those mods are asleep. Like if you're doing a late night stream and not a lot of them are there.
Yeah.
Then you might have to help with the moderating. But
I'm reading
during the day, you shouldn't have to worry about it at all.
No, I hear you, man. I'm getting a message behind the scenes, and this particular message I'm getting is very touching. I'll just leave it at that. All I have to say is that I'm just blown away that there are still some good, genuine, decent people in this world today. In a world where everybody spends more time attacking each other, trying to get attention and trying to make it all about themselves rather than helping others in need and giving to others. I was born and raised to treat others the way you want to be treated. And if you're fortunate to have something that someone else doesn't have, as long as they're a good person and they're not trying to take advantage of you, help them get there as well. Exactly. That's all I want to do. And there are very few people I've come across that have the same outlook as I do on this. And there are a few people, I'm not going to mention their names, but there are a few people that I can honestly say are at that level. And some are even at a greater level than myself. And I will even give certain people that credit. I'll be humble to the point and say there are people out there that even do it at a greater level than I'm capable of doing it. I'm not the greatest person in the world, folks. I'm not,
none of us are.
No. I don't even consider myself to be. Go ahead.
The only great person that has ever lived was the Lord himself. Jesus.
I hear you. And he had haters too. Like somebody said earlier in the chat,
exactly.
I believe. Everyone has their haters. But I'll even go and say, hey, look, you know what? Am I the best life coach out there? Am I the best at everything? No, but I do care about people. And what I feel I am good at is focusing my time where it's needed the most. When regarding helping people. And I'm not the kind of person that's going to ignore someone that really needs me to be there. Even if it's someone that can't afford to use my services. That's why this channel is funded largely in part, and for right now, completely by donations, which is what I'm trying to say. Because I donate a lot of my time to help people that are less than fortunate that really need my help. And that's where other people come in that can't afford to donate. They can help support, helping these other people so I can focus more time on them. So that's that. Now, 8-bit, apparently Frost is not going to come back on. I want to say one more thing here and get your opinion, then we're going to wrap this up. So again, the title of this stream was, why does a life coach get attacked? And then on my thumbnail, I'll put, why do so many people hate me? Okay?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I've mentioned this before, folks. Our president didn't even get 50% of the votes. He lost the popular vote to Hillary, but he won the electoral college vote, so he got elected. If you look at all the polls, folks, pretty much only roughly about half the country supports the president, the other half doesn't. But he's successful, and he's still the president. And, you got to respect the fact that, whether you love him or hate him, he found the way to get in there. He pushed and pursued a dream of his to be president, and he made it happen, whether you like him or not. And most people know I'm a liberal. I'm slightly more to the left. I did not vote for him. I'll be honest. I've said it before. But I have to respect the fact that this person, Donald, he kept pushing forward and he made one of his dreams happen. And he still gets attacked all the time, but he keeps coming back every day and keeps pushing forward. So folks, I do have a lot of haters. But who doesn't when they're doing anything? Doesn't mean there aren't a lot of people that love what I do. All it means is that I'm going to focus more on the people that want to be here for the right reasons. And what I'm saying to each and every one of you out there is, if you're trying to accomplish something and you have a lot of haters, don't focus on them. Squash them, ignore them, don't talk about them. Look, I'm not talking about anybody here today. We've had some trolls come in. I've not even addressed them. I've moved on. And focus on the people that truly believe in you, support you, and really want to learn from you and possibly even use your services. Now, what are your thoughts about that, 8-bit? And then give that along with your final thoughts, and then we're going to get on out of here, man. You're going to be live in 2 hours.
Yeah. And I'm actually going to use OBS for the first time.
I heard. That's awesome, bro. Dude, I hope you do it well.
I might need your help a little bit to keep to integrate the chat to make sure I get it right.
Sure. I'm hoping you get it somewhat right, dude, because I was your teacher on that. So I'm gonna take the blame personally if you fuck it up. Just kidding, bro.
But yeah, just like with the people out there that are dogging life coaches when you really don't know how a life coach works.
Yeah.
Just leave them alone. Get on with your life. And pretty soon you're going to live and learn from your mistakes. And you're going to and then later on in life, you're going to want a freaking life coach. And there's no life coach will want to take you.
Yeah. And 8-Bit's going to go live on this channel in about 2 hours.
I'll be live at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 5 p.m. Pacific.
And 8-Bit, type something in the chat if you can so people can go subscribe to your channel and bang the bell. Also promote it through the Discord if you can before we go live. Folks, by the way, you can also join my Discord, Coach Eli's community of United Men and Women. Go in the description. You can click on the link. It is a public Discord. The link is set to never expire. Please join and share the link and invite anyone else to join the Discord that you feel would get great value in being there. And anyone is welcome because everyone can bounce ideas off of each other in regards to anything involving your business and personal lives. And it's so broad based, and we can talk about anything and everything in there, and even on this channel as well. And so with that being said, the way I want to end this show is by, I guess, doing a rendition of a song. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. And 8-Bit and everyone else, thank you for being here. 8-Bit's going live in a couple hours at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Subscribe to this channel, 8-Bit space reactor. And I will be back tomorrow for another show. Have a good one, everyone, and we'll see you on 8-Bit's channel in a bit. Take care. Say goodbye, 8-Bit. Bye-bye. Bye. 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 Bye.